All right. If I had a nickel for everything that Dice fixed in Battlefield 6, hear me out. I'd be in debt. Oh, I had to try again just to see because I know they had a hot fix or whatever, and yeah, it's still the same thing. Now the game might prove me wrong here. We'll see, but my experience since the latest update is I could only play casual bot breakthrough, casual breakthrough, whatever, and red sec. Anything else is liable to crash, which this crashes too. I honestly think it's for my testing, which I didn't want to spend all day testing it, but for my testing, it's a map issue. I cannot play the new map. All right, see, I got in on Columbia Heights. If I load into Siege of Cairo, or if I try to stay in the game after this and it tries to load Siege of Cairo, a hard freeze. If I try to load into straight up Siege of Cairo or any map besides this, the game just crashes like instantly. Yeah, so for me, and mind you, people on PS5 and Xbox are having crashing issues, so just put that out there. I have this I could play, and I have Red Sec. That's it since the latest Dice Dice W update. I'm gonna play casual bot breakthrough because I'm gonna be yapping a lot. I don't want to mess anyone up in Red Sec, so yeah. Today I kind of want to talk about yet another W Dice update, and I know a lot of people are shilling for it. I hate to sound so negative about it, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna call it out. It's really bad. It's another case of they broke more things than they claim to fix, and what they claim to fix isn't really fixed. So first off, I want to get into they slid two things into the update that weren't really put in the patch notes, you know. Not the first time they do that. They have a lot of issues with naming what they're doing in the patch notes, which is crazy because I've had people argue with me that I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what DICE is actually doing over there at DICE HQ. Anyways, the RPGs for the anti-tank specialist, what people thought was a bug. Now, if you have the anti-tank specialist, they spawn in with 5 RPGs, the maximum limit. It's actually a feature, which they confirmed. The other thing is the defib. Oh, I should have let him revive me. So I want to get footage of that. So the other thing is the defibs. If you, it was thought to be a bug because you have to be, like, right up on somebody after the update to revive them. And I mean, like, let's see if we could make an example real quick. Which, if you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen a million examples. But you'd have to be, like, right inside of their body, basically. And it still wouldn't work all the time. That was thought to be a bug. That's a feature, apparently. And, yeah. That change in itself is debatably an issue, debatably not. But the real issue with it is it just wasn't registering the defibs. And it's like, if I could see the player's skull if I'm that close, I should be able to revive them, you know? Which, of course, now that I'm filming, trying to make a point, it's gonna work, but it's still in this state, even after the hot fix, that it's very inconsistent to revive someone. So there's that, and besides that, I want to get into the obvious one that a lot of people seem to downplay, but let's face it, we're out of the honeymoon with Battlefield 6. More people are coming to terms with this, and we're following suit of 2042, where we don't really know if hit reg is ever going to get fixed or netcode. I mean, okay, there's one thing, because I'm going to post a link, or I'll just show you the video. There are people who haven't experienced hit reg issues as far as they know in Battlefield 6 up until this latest update that was supposed to fix hit reg partially. I'll get back to that. Um, supposed to fix hit reg partially. Yeah, these people are experiencing hit reg for the first time. It's atrocious to watch. Like, it's undeniable. But okay, let's say you haven't experienced hit reg yet in Battlefield 6, or you just never have. One thing I'm positive you've experienced is the desync. Oops, I don't have a sledgehammer. Desync as in, like, you're getting shot at, you run behind a wall, and then you just drop dead, right? There's no way there's no way you've played Battlefield and haven't experienced that. Not just 6, but obviously 2025, we'd hope we don't have these kind of issues in a game that has, you know, like $500 million backing it. Anyways, and I'm aware that most of that probably went to Zac Efron and Limp Bizkit, not the game. Anyways, yeah, hit reg has arguably gotten worse once again, and you know, I've tried to talk to people on Twitter about it, about how, you know, vague they are with the patch notes, and oh, it's this is causing hit reg, that's causing hit reg. Okay, well, it's still in the game. It's like, at first we're blaming it on attachments. Well, people are having hit reg issues, just base game weapons. And, you know, RPGs flying through tanks. You know, RPGs don't have attachments, right? So that just didn't make sense to me from the get-go. Didn't make sense to a lot of people. Now the latest hit reg patch notes are... Oh, let me go to B while I'm yapping. The latest patch notes are... Fix an issue with hit reg when exiting a tank. It's like... I'll go out on a limb and say maybe that is part of the issue. But why is it always just these vague, ultra-specific scenarios where they're like, we're fixing hit reg for this? Probably something, you know, deep down fundamentally wrong with the game that's causing it. I just don't, you know, I don't get it. I think being more honest with communication would be better. But I mean, if they're, you know, multiple occasions they're saying, oh, this wasn't in the patch notes, we had a whoopsie. It's like, really? Patch notes? Is it that hard to just have somebody roll out correct patch notes? Like, they make... It's insane how great they make Call of Duty look with their patch notes. Not to say Call of Duty patch notes are the worst. There's way worse games. Or way worse... There's games with way worse patch notes. But, holy shit, like, these Battlefield patch notes are a joke. It's always either something extremely vague, or it's just like... the info's just not there in the notes, or the info's incorrect. I don't know. There's just... And over a month into the game's lifespan, I'd hate to break it to you if you're new to Battlefield, which I hope, if this is your first Battlefield, I genuinely hope you're enjoying it. I enjoy it to an extent too. I mean, I'm playing it, but what you see now is pretty much what you're gonna get. It's been very similar to 2042. We're probably gonna have, you know, a functioning game. Probably gonna feel like we got a $70 game in 2 years, if we're lucky. I hear feet. I'm freaking out. There he is. Of course, the shock paddles are gonna work for me while I'm recording. I should pull out my pistol, but I'm being greedy. Processing. Obviously, with Black Ops 7 out, and if you know a little bit about me, you know I'm a fan of both series, Battlefield and Call of Duty. I really want to hop on that more, but I saw this update. It's like, okay, I want to give it an honest, fair try, and part of why I'm playing it while I'm recording this, too. Want to put as much time as I can into it to give a fair assessment, and truly, whether you looked at patch notes or not, thank you for being honest. Even if you're not having the crashing issue I and others are having, the game really hasn't gotten any better. So it's still following the trend of this game's gotten worse with each patch, each update since beta. Each iteration of the game has just got worse. Does it like make it cliff dive every time it's updated? I wouldn't say that. It's just we might have a baby step forward and then 5 steps back. So where are we really getting with the game? And I know people are gonna say, well, it's just been a month. See, that was a minor case of the desync. Yeah, you know, it's really not a good look. And I don't know if you saw that for a bit. The bots get confused with reviving since the latest update, which leads me to believe the defibs are still really broken. I know the bots have always been janky and slow at how they revive, but they're like they look so confused now. If you've seen my last chart, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, what can I say? You know, it feels bad. It's a shame the game's in this state. And oh, another thing, which look, I'm trying to meet people halfway. I get the controller and mouse settings resetting is a minor annoyance, but just let's think about this for a second. Be honest with ourselves. How do you mess up an update that bad? I don't understand if there was like a real reason behind it and they said, hey, this is why it's going to happen. They never mentioned it. The community found out, you know, whenever they went to play for the update and trying to, you know, people with these high sensitivity settings, they start turning this freaking slow and stuff and go to prone and you whip out a med pack or whatever, you know, however your key bindings are set. It's just not a good look, man. There's just something fundamentally wrong with the game, like how 2042 was and how they updated. It's just, and probably something wrong with, you know, their playtesters. Not trying to bash the playtesters. I'm just saying they might not have enough playtesters. They might not have enough time to actually playtest the game. Or I mean, how their playtesters might be the most vanilla people in the world that they just play the game in a clear-cut, dry way that they don't experience all these issues, maybe. There's times where it's like my bullets were landing, but I'm getting mowed down by the other player. Like I should not have had a chance in said gunfight in these scenarios. I'm just getting mowed down, and like all of a sudden their bullets, I see them flying into me, but they just don't land. It really cheapens the experience. Like it's hard for me to pop off even if I win this hard fought gunfight or whatever, because it's always in the back of my mind, did their bullets just miss? Like, did I really earn that gunfight? I know it probably sounds silly, like just take the win, right? But I don't know. No matter how casual Battlefield is, I think we all like to you know, it is a competitive game at the end of the day, and we all like to win, you know. Not opposed to losing, but we all like to win. And it's just sad, you know. We're seeing people who actively shitted on Call of Duty and Activision, and rightfully so. I'm not going to defend it. But those same people will now turn around and like just praise the fuck out of Battlefield and EA. Like they don't, like they have no clue what's happening. You know, it's crazy. Then of course, you know, I get it. They're trying to get paid by EA. Then there's those that are clearly paid by EA. They're on Battlefield comms. Every time there's an update or an announcement, classic DICE W. The game's never been better. There's never been a better game in history. Oh my god, classic DICE W. Look how much they care. They're listening. It's like, hey man, hit reg is still broken. Don't you understand? It takes time to fix hit reg. Like, you know, where I'm at with it, I'll be honest. I used to simp for Battlefield during the Battlefield 3 days. Because like what was out at that time? Was it COD Ghost or the one before that? I was like, man, Battlefield's just a better game, and you know, I could look past their issues because the game was really ambitious for its time. It was doing new stuff. Even a few games into the Battlefield franchise, past three, it's like, okay, I'm gonna freaking close my eyes and ears and pretend they don't have this massive budget, massive backing, and competent developers. I'll just pretend they have none of that. And it's still a good game for the time. They were great games, flaws and all, loved them. Now look at Battlefield 6, and it's like this is just a return to form. They're not doing anything new, unless you want to be like they have a slide and you could drag people to revive. Every class can revive now. It's like, is that worth it to you to have such an unfinished, buggy game that was clearly rushed? It doesn't add up to me personally, and a lot of people, because like I said, the game's been losing good faith. We're out of the honeymoon phase. Some people don't want to admit that, because I get it. It's hard to spend $70 on a game, then look at it objectively and be like, holy shit, I kind of got scammed. But I'd rather tell the truth about it. Just easy for me to say, I guess. Never had EA money. I'm not gonna get EA money. So that's just where I'm at with it. So the statement really does ring true. And I wanted to show this too. See how, like, if I don't back out and try to requeue and hopefully get Manhattan Bridge on a casual breakthrough, freeze. I can't even alt F4 right now. That's how hard it freezes. Statement really rings true. If I had a nickel for everything DICE fixed in Battlefield 6, I would be in debt. So, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, much appreciated. Dislike it if you dislike it, tell me why, whatever. Not a fanboy either way, so won't hurt my feelings. And yeah, I'll catch you later.